Tonight, 122 new cases of COVID-19 and 5 additional virus-related deaths recorded yesterday. High alert activated for 12-year-old Tyra Foss of Claremont Road, Bull Bay, St. Andrew, missing since yesterday, July 20. Still tonight, police maintain a strong presence in the community of Riverton Meadows in St. Andrew after the fatal shooting of 3 men during a shootout yesterday afternoon.
We know that the Riverton space is inundated with gangs and gang members, and as such, we have ensured to have a round-the-clock presence in the space as it relates to police officers.
And in an exclusive interview with Mello TV yesterday, Abraham Simmons, the national coordinator for the Governor General's Program for Excellence, GGPE, said that in this year's virtual broadcast, 41 persons will be awarded.
Of course, we would love for you to apply next year because we only have 41 stories to tell this year, but we'll tell another 42 next year.
When I got the call saying that I was selected, I was elated. I was amazed, and I was really humbled to know that someone saw my story and saw it fit to showcase that story so it can inspire others.
Good evening. Jamaica recorded 122 new cases of COVID-19 and 5 additional deaths related to the respiratory illness yesterday. Now, this takes the total of confirmed cases on the island now to 51,404 and the death toll to 1,163. According to the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the 5 deaths include 3 women from St. James, aged 74, 75, and 84 years, a 49-year-old male from Kingston, and a 71-year-old female from St. Catherine also died. The ministry said one of the cases was previously classified as under investigation. Now, of the 122 new cases, there were 65 females and 57 males, ranging in age from 36 days to 93 years. The cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew with 33 cases. St. Catherine recorded 22 cases. Westmoreland recorded 18 cases. St. Anne, 11 cases. St. Elizabeth recorded 10 cases. Manchester recorded 9 cases, St. James 7, Clarendon recorded 6 cases, Hanover 3, St. Mary 2, while St. Thomas recorded 1 case. The island also recorded 27 recoveries, taking the total of recovered persons now to 46,751. In other news tonight, Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton has commended local nurses for their ongoing efforts to improve health outcomes for all Jamaicans, especially during the pandemic. Dr. Tufton's statement comes as Jamaica celebrates Nurses Week 2021, which is being recognized from July 18 to 23 under the theme, Nurses, a Voice to Lead, a Vision for Future Healthcare. The minister said that nurses are valuable human resources who are integral to safeguarding the quality and future of healthcare in Jamaica. Dr. Tufton added, quote, "The times that we are in, where new diseases emerge suddenly, require that healthcare workers, of which nurses form a core part, adapt quickly. Our nurses have done just that, as evidenced by our experience with COVID-19. We are grateful for their service," end quote. Still making the news tonight, a high alert has been activated for 12-year-old Tyra Foss of Claremont Road, Bull Bay, St. Andrew, who has been missing since yesterday, July 20. She is of brown complexion, slim-build, and about 5 feet tall. Reports from the Bull Bay Police coming into our news center tonight are that Tyra was last seen at home at approximately 9 a.m. wearing a black and blue Adidas suit. She has not been heard from since. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Tyra Foss is being asked to contact the Bull Bay Police at 876-967-6810, Police Emergency 119, or the nearest police station. Continuing with the news tonight, 50-year-old Julian DeVore, a Bahamian national, has been missing since Thursday, March 23. He is of dark complexion, medium build, and approximately 5 feet tall. Reports from the Port Royal Police coming into our news center are that DeVore was last seen on Broad Street, Port Royal, Kingston 1 at approximately 6:30 p.m. wearing blue jeans and a pair of blue Wallaby Clarks. He has not been heard from since. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Julian DeVore is being asked to contact the Port Royal Police at 876-967-8068, Police Emergency 119, or the nearest police station. As we continue with the news tonight, the police are maintaining a strong presence in the community of Riverton Meadows in St. Andrew after the fatal shooting of 3 men during a shootout yesterday afternoon. Here is Colleen May with more on this story.
The Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom is probing yesterday's police killing of 3 men in Riverton City, St. Andrew. According to Superintendent Kirk Ricketts, commanding officer for the St. Andrew South Police Division, the men were shot dead after they reportedly challenged a police team on patrol in the Lower St. Andrew community, and 4 other persons were arrested.
We're currently still on an active scene, a scene of shooting. We had men engaging the police in the Riverton City space. At the end of that incident, we are now looking at 3 men being shot and killed, and 4 persons being arrested and in custody, 2 males, 2 females. We are still trying to identify them, so we'll be able to speak on that a bit later. But as we speak, we know that the Riverton space is inundated with gangs and gang members, and as such we have ensured to have a round-the-clock presence in the space as it relates to police officers. And from time to time we do come into contact with these criminal suspects, and today is just one of those days.
He also said that the police were challenged by some ruthless criminals, and they managed to recover 2 illegal firearms, a rifle and a pistol.
It's unfortunate that we had a situation where we had persons losing their lives. I'm really heartened that none of my police officers would have been injured today. They were challenged by some ruthless criminals, and the police officers with the superior training, they were able to prevail in this instance. The police saw 2 vehicles exiting the community and attempted to intercept these 2 vehicles. The men immediately exited the vehicles and opened fire at the police. The police took evasive actions, returned fire. 2 weapons were recovered, 1 rifle and 1 pistol.
We'll bring you more on this story in subsequent newscast. Reporting for Mello TV News, I'm Colleen May.
Thank you, Colleen. And in the meantime, following back-to-back double murders in Granville St. James, Michael Troop, the councillor for the division, has renewed calls for the introduction of special security measures. 43-year-old shopkeeper Shelley Ann Shaw and her 5-year-old son, Jameer Powell, died in hospital yesterday. They were shot multiple times by gunmen who invaded their home in the Top Hill section of the community on Sunday night. Last week, Tuesday, 28-year-old disc jockey Ashawn Eva Diva Holness and his 28-year-old girlfriend Jody Ann Roberts were fatally shot at their home in Granville. Now, Councillor Troop said that this is the 3rd time that he has called for some kind of intervention. He suggested that the authorities could consider a zone of special operation a state of public emergency, or any other appropriate tool. Councillor Troop added that, quote, "This is no longer a little incident. This is war, straight out war. I'm just a councillor. It needs a bigger voice than mine to rescue Granville." End quote. Still making Mello TV news tonight. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has indicated that the government will be introducing legislation to better protect children. Speaking in Parliament yesterday, Mr. Holness said it is time to ban corporal punishment in Jamaica. The Prime Minister was reacting to the death of a 4-year-old boy after he was allegedly beaten by his stepfather for eating too slowly. The Prime Minister said the incidents of violence against children have to be addressed. Earlier today, the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, released a statement condemning the use of physical violence to discipline children. The CPFSA is urging parents to consider alternative forms of enforcing discipline. The agency says since the start of the year, it has received 1,465 reports of physical abuse of children. Just this month, the agency intervened in the case of a 2-year-old girl who had suffered multiple fractures from suspected physical abuse. The police have laid charges in that case. Rosalie Gage Gray, Chief Executive Officer of the CPFSA, reported a worrying trend of children being harmed during domestic altercations, primarily among parents in the home. Now, to report child abuse, persons can call 211, which is a 24-hour confidential reporting line, WhatsApp or text 876-878-2882, or email report@childprotection.gov.jm. And those are some of the stories making news. We will return with other stories, as in an exclusive interview with Mello TV yesterday, Abraham Simmons, the National Coordinator for the Governor General's Program for Excellence, GGPE, said that in this year's virtual broadcast, 41 persons will be awarded. And the National Health Fund, NHF, is encouraging healthcare students to apply for financial support under their Educare grant program before the end of July. But first, we'll take a break and then join Christopher Scott with the very latest in sports.